You got to ask Mr.
But
Dolan.
clearly you feel, it seems to me, you correct me if I'm wrong,
I'm being
that
harassed.
The fact that they wanted to leave the Garden.
Hold it, Max. You just said you're being harassed?
Yes.
The New York Knicks. God help us all. Alright, listen, guys, I gotta be honest. I had a lot of things I could rant about. You know, from head coach to players to pretty much anything about this team. Maybe even the fan base at this point. This team is just so bad, and the franchise is just so terribly bad that I could just honestly talk about anything with this organization. But if anything is completely centered around this and everything that has occurred out of this, I will say this whole rant is going to be about Mr. James Dolan, the owner of the Knicks. Gotta be honest, this is going to be a full rant about him. This owner is the worst owner I have ever seen in my life. And I've been alive for 20 years. It might not be too long, but 20 years? This man has ruined a complete franchise. Honestly, the franchise wasn't even that far enough to begin with when he came in the early 2000s from his dad when he died. But this man has thrown this franchise to the ground. First, you kicked out two super fans. One used to be a player for the team. And second, you kicked out the biggest super fan and the guy that pretty much spends like all of his money on your tickets. I'm talking about Charles Oakley and Spike Lee. Well, okay, so Charles Oakley, when he got kicked out, you know, there was a little 50-50 on this. Fans were like, it's his fault, it's James Dolan's fault. It was a little 50-50, but now that you kicked out Spike Lee, it's kind of 100% now. Like, every Knicks fan hates you. How do you kick out two of your biggest fans? Essentially, I mean, I guess you didn't kick out one of them. The other one, I mean, the first one you kind of handcuffed a little bit, but the second one you didn't really kick out. But I mean, it's kind of like that. I mean, let's be serious. I mean, come on now. But James Dolan, my man, your team, like, you had Carmelo Anthony and Amari Stoudemire to now Frank Ntilikina. And dude, you change head coaches like every season. You change general managers every season. I think this is the first time we've probably seen the Knicks actually stay with a GM or not. I mean, I can't really say that because they did kind of just fire their GM and head coach. But anyways, God, this team is so bad. At this point, I am going to say this is the biggest point I probably ever said, or I am surprised no one has ever said this either. But honestly, tell me I'm wrong, or tell me I'm right. Michael Jordan, the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, yes, the Charlotte Hornets, could run this team better than James Dolan. Tell me I'm right or wrong. I think I'm right. Honestly, he's a bad owner, but he's not James Dolan bad. You see what I'm saying? There's tiers to being an owner, just like there's players and coaches. Okay? There's 5 tiers. Maybe like 4. 1, you got the Hall of Fame owner. 2, great owner. 3, you know, you got that little decent owner. You got the bad owner in number 4, and then number 5 is all in its own. One man, and that's James Dolan. The worst owner of all time. You have the GOAT, the greatest owner of all time, all the way down to the worst owner of all time. We're talking probably like Pat Riley, greatest. He's probably somewhere in that category, or great. And then goes all the way down to James Dolan at the end. That's where James Dolan is. At the end of the day, I hope you Knicks fans actually are able to get a new owner sooner or later, or at least get a good team to compete. But no matter what, as I always say, the team is only as good as the franchise or the owner keeps it. And at the end of the day, I don't think this team will ever, even if it gets a good team, I still don't think they'll be able to succeed. Even if they did get like KD, Kyrie, or Zion last year, I don't think they still would have made anything out of it, to be honest, because James Dolan is just that bad, and the staff is always that bad, to be honest. So I hope you guys are able to make it out of this, and I'm praying for you Knicks fans. Seriously, it's bad. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe and hit that like button if you did enjoy, and I will see you guys next time.